the game of life. Sometimes the desire to check out of the game is very strong, especially in this modern world, in this situation we're living in, and also in your own life experiences. And I remember when I went through this, and I'm speaking to you as I'm speaking to myself, because I know that many of the things I say, they won't matter to you, and you don't want to hear them. And this is the thing, because when you're in this position, sometimes you don't want advice. Sometimes you just want to understand. You go on social media, you go online, and you talk about seeking help, and all you get is numbers and all this sort of stuff. And sometimes you just want someone there, to talk to you and to understand the pain of just surviving for so long, or the pain of just continuous suffering without anybody checking in, or without anybody saying, you're doing a great job, or without just acknowledging your own struggle in life. And, in this system we've built, we have everything we could possibly want, but not what we need. So it's not only you as an individual, it's also society. It's broken without a doubt. And I think that most people are lost. Most people's, they're on different levels of consciousness, let's say. And it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. When you're in this position, it's always wise to see that this is not who you are. Many people turn to God, some people turn to philosophy, some people turn to the universe, some people just spiral downward. There's all different options. For me, I turned to ancient philosophy, and I found a lot of truth in that, and a lot of guidance. I think in life we need that stabilizer. You need that stabilizer. We all as human beings need a stabilizer to understand the chaos in our own mind and in the world as we see it. And I think that's the most valuable part of a philosophy or a belief system, understanding that. Like I said, I'm not going to give you any call of action here. I'm not going to say call a helpline or anything like this, but it goes without saying. And the desire to check out is a false desire. It's never the solution, as you already know. But again, I'll skip over this. What do you do? Essentially, is what I'm trying to get to. What do you actually do in this situation? When I was there, I found that there is so much that leads on to this feeling of wanting to check out. It was anything from my sleep to my food to my situation living in survivorship mode, my own traumas or my own past, and essentially an amalgamation of all of these things, if not more, all mixed in. And you look back at life sometimes and you think to yourself, it's just too heavy. It's like, I remember a few times I didn't speak to my mum and dad, but I spoke to them in visualizing it. And I was screaming into a pillar almost, because I was saying that, I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to, how dare you even conceive me? The fact that I am here, I didn't ask for this. And it was such this deep anger at them. They didn't do anything, but just that deep anger, the frustration of having to be born, that having to be put in this system, knowing what this system does. It's that rage that boils you in the inside. And then apart from that, there's also then the feelings of the suffering. Because then what I did and what you may do in your own way is turn up to the sky. I turned up to the universe and I said, this is not okay anymore. Suffering is difficult, but then when it's every single day, it starts to become a question of, well, is the universe... Well, actually, when you go through the first few days of it, you think to yourself, is this a test? Is the universe trying to test me? Then it turns into weeks, and you think this is not okay anymore. This is just suffering. And then when the weeks turn into months, and then eventually the months turn into years, you think to yourself, this is just evil. This is not even fun. There's not even a reason for this. This is just pure evil. It's a very difficult position to be in when you go through this and you're trying to understand your own mind and trying to understand these feelings. But we all are in this system together. I don't know if that is useful to you, but I know that I may never meet you, but I care for you very deeply because you are a human being. You are someone who's been through more than most people have, and you deserve that love and compassion. And I am sorry that whatever has happened in your life, that it's failed you, whether it's the system that's failed you or the people who you thought you could trust that have let you down. I'm very sorry about that. And I really mean that because it's not fair. But in those times, all we can do is give ourselves meaning, because the alternative is meaninglessness, a form of nihilism. And when we are in this position, all we really have is ourself and our own idea of who we are at this moment, at this time in this existence. Suffering is horrible, but sometimes it's good. That's the paradox of it. That's the sting in the tail. That suffering leads to greatness. It leads to a life of meaning, because however you look at it, whether you feel that life is meaningless or you feel that your life has meaning, it ultimately leads to purpose. I don't know what the point of your life is. I don't know if there is a grand plan behind it all, but everything you do, everything you feel and think matters. Everything that you are going through, your pain and your suffering, is not in vain. There is reasons and structures, and maybe we can't see them right now. Perhaps it's attached to something spiritual, perhaps it's not. But there is a reason, and unfortunately, I lack the understanding and the awareness of what that reason is. I'm still trying to work out all the mysteries of the universe, but I can tell you that there is a reason. And if nothing else, this is enough to understand your own mind and soul at a deeper layer.